Good evening and congratulations, Paul. I had a bit of trouble getting ready for this speech for a few reasons. One of which was because I knew this would be my last time speaking to my best friends and as president. And the other was because I wasn't sure what I really wanted to say, and I didn't want to come out and have a written speech. I kind of wanted to just come up here and go with what my gut told me. But I knew that I wanted to come across with three things. I wanted to thank the people that needed to be thanked over the course of our 4 years or 6 years. I wanted to share a life lesson that I learned this year and throughout my time at Del Art, and hopefully you guys can use that for the rest of your lives. And I have a parting message to the class of 2016. So however, similar to how Paulo ended his speech, however it comes out, that's how it comes out, and that's how I really feel. And I think that's important. So when I was elected as president, my predecessors told me, it's really hard to get along with the faculty. Mr. Ruling, Brother Paul, it's hard to make things happen as far as Spirit Week and homecoming goes. You got to really work with them, and that's something that can be difficult. And throughout my time this year, it really couldn't be further from the truth. Brother Paul, Mr. Ruling, made this year really special, and nothing that I did or the council did or we did as a class would have been possible without both of their help. So I thank you both for that, and I'm forever grateful. I would also like to thank my grandparents, who are obviously not here tonight, but they'll be in the church on Sunday for graduation. Without my grandparents, especially my grandfather, I would most certainly not be here today, not just behind the podium, but be at this school. He's been a really great support system for me since I was born. My friends from when I was younger, a few of you can attest, he's driven me and my friends to more, camps, sporting events, than anyone in the room probably, and I'm really thankful for that. So, Mom, you have to tell them that later. I would also like to thank my parents. Something I definitely don't do enough, and I think we all have that problem. We take for granted what they do for us. You look to, educational problems in the country, and a lot of schools in inner cities struggle. And that's not because that the students that go to these schools aren't smart or intelligent. Any one of them can be sitting here in this room today. But it's because the support system that we have at home, they sometimes don't have what we have, in that we go home and someone asks us, did you do your homework? How was that test? I know my mom wakes me up every morning for school. She didn't wake me up. I'd be coming in an M block every day. So that's something that we really take for granted, and over the course of this summer before we leave for college, thank your parents for what they've done for you, not just over the course of the past 4 years, but for the past 18, and will continue to do so. So, both of you, love you guys. Thank you very much for what you've done for me. What I've also learned this year is that everything happens for a reason. As I was thinking about what to say tonight and how I ended up here, I was thinking, what really got me behind this podium? And I was thinking about, the butterfly effect. If X didn't happen, why would, that type of thing. So, for example, if I didn't move to the house I live in now, I used to live in a house in Basking Ridge, I moved to a house in Basking Ridge, I wouldn't have met the Finn family in 3rd grade. And if I didn't think I was Tony Hawk in 3rd grade, I wouldn't have worn those big, clunky, black Vans sneakers to school in 3rd grade. And if I didn't do that, Brian wouldn't have came up to me on my first week of school, not knowing anyone at Cedar Hill Elementary School, and say, nice shoes. Brian had a similar passion that I did. And that's a true story. That's how our friendship started in 3rd grade. And Brian's brother, Patrick, who's now at Virginia Tech, didn't decide to apply here, I wouldn't have came to homecomings with you in middle school, and I wouldn't have seen the greatness back then, and I probably wouldn't have applied. So basically what the point of that is if all that didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. it's something that we take for granted, and as we go through our lives, know that everything happens for a reason. That I'm sure you can live by that a lot in college. A lot of stuff will happen that I can think of, and we have to know that everything happens for a reason. Especially the college process taught me that for sure. For those of you who don't know, I applied to school in November, early action, like a lot of you. And I didn't find out where I was going until last week. So I was probably the last one in the entire room to know where I was going to school. And that's ironic because my aforementioned grandfather always tells me patience is a virtue. And I really didn't even probably know what virtue was until last year. So I casted that statement aside every time he said it. But now, after going through this process and waiting that long time, I really do think that patience is a virtue. And I think God had a special plan that He was telling me that since I was born for a moment like this, when I had to wait all that time to find out where I was going. Going off that college experience, Nick Diana asked me a really interesting question a few days ago. He said, and by the way, the school that I'm going to next year is somewhere where I wanted to go since I was 4 years old. My grandpa went there, my room is painted those colors, I have a fat head and a logo. And he said, would you rather go to that particular university and not be student body president this year, or go to a school that you wasn't top on your list, wasn't bad, wasn't great, and be president for this year? And he can attest within 2 seconds I responded, whatever it took to be president, I would give up anything. Because this experience has honestly been made this the best year of my life, and has allowed me to learn so much about myself and interact with people. And I think it has allowed me to learn more about myself and the world than any other school could, or any other college that I ended up going to. So that's why I answered that. But not just that, it's all of you guys, all my friends, all the 115 of us in this class. As I said in the morning meeting, you guys are my brothers. That's true. We saw it yesterday at the career day. There was an alumnus there who was 77. There was other alumnus there that were 40. But the alumni network is together, and if you graduate from here, you're brothers. And you made this year what it was, and I'm forever grateful. And I'm humbled to be a part of you, because this has been such a great year, a great 4 years. And we really made an impact on this school. Adam Richard in his homily said, "Green Wave till I die." That wasn't a thing before this year. Liam Pipolano came up with that in November, and it stuck, and it was on the back of t-shirts. Mr. Rulin's putting that chant in the handbook. We really did have an impact, and I thank you, because I wouldn't have been able to do any of it without all of you. And a lot of us come from different backgrounds and religions, and maybe you might be atheists, it doesn't matter. Because once you graduate from Del Barton, that's something that stays with you. And it's a uniform characteristic of all of us now. Come Sunday, Del Barton is forever on our hearts, and it's something that we will never forget. And I look forward to the part of our careers here where we're alumni. For one last time, I want you guys to know I love you, I thank you, and you're forever with me.